Hello children, today we are going to study a new topic, that is food poisoning. First of all, you should know what is food poisoning. Food poisoning, it is a disease caused due to the presence of large number of microorganisms. Right? These microorganisms, they are generally bacteria and fungi. Right? And what happens, actually these bacteria and fungi produce toxic substances in the food, right? And when these toxic substance is taken by you, then you suffer from a disease called food poisoning. Okay, so once again I'll repeat the definition. The disease caused due to the presence of large number of microorganisms like bacteria and fungi in the food, or due to the presence of toxic substance in food by the action of microorganism, is called food poisoning, right? So these bacteria and fungi, mainly bacteria, that is Clostridium botulinum and Salmonella, these bacteria are generally responsible for causing food poisoning in human beings. Okay, so these microbes, they are very harmful for us. As you know, sometimes food poisoning may lead to death. So how you will come to know that you are suffering from food poisoning? Certain symptoms are there. When vomiting along with diarrhea, that is loose motions, and abdominal pain is there, and along with it headache and fever is also there, that means you are suffering from food poisoning, right? Now in the next slide I'll show you, these are the symptoms which the person is suffering from food poisoning. Now question arises, how these microbes, these bacteria and fungi, they cause food poisoning, right? As you all know, these microorganisms, they are present in air, they are present in everywhere. I told you earlier in this chapter that they are present everywhere. So from air, right, and from different other parts, these microorganisms come to your food from your dirty hand. If your hands are not clean, your container in which you store the food, it is not clean, right? Certain flies, cockroach, certain insects, if your food is not covered, and these cockroaches, these flies, these insects, they are entering inside your food, they will carry these disease causing microorganism in your food, and when you will consume that food, you will suffer from food poisoning. Beside this, if how will you come to know that some food is not fit for eating? If there is foul smell in food, or if the taste of the food changes, that means that food is not good for consumption, right? So you don't have to consume that food which has foul smell and bad taste, right? So in this next slide, the bacteria, Salmonella bacteria is there, which is one of the bacteria which cause food poisoning. Beside this, Clostridium botulinum is also the name of bacteria which is responsible for causing food poisoning, right? So these are the two bacteria, right? Now fungus, Aspergillus, it is a very dangerous fungus, and it is responsible for this food poisoning. Beside this, earlier I told you this fungus also cause certain diseases in animals, right? Now we come to the next part, preservation of food. In order to prevent your food from spoilage, right? Food would get spoiled if you are not doing its proper preservation, right? So if you are, by any physical method or by any chemical method, you are preventing the spoilage of food, then it is said to be the food preservation, right? So once I'll repeat the definition of food preservation: the process in which food material are given a suitable physical or chemical treatment. Physically you can do, or by adding certain chemicals you can preserve your food, right? So this is said to be the food preservation. Now one by one there are various methods of food preservation, like heating, cooling, deep freezing, addition of common salt, addition of sugar, addition of mustard oil, vinegar, right? Use of some chemicals like sodium metabisulfite, sodium benzoate, citric acid, pasteurization, packing food in airtight container. These are the certain methods by which we can preserve food. That means we can uh, prevent food from their spoilage, right? Now we come to the next. One by one we will study these methods in detail. So first method is preservation of food by sun drying. In this slide you are seeing that this chilies they are there, and these fishes they are there, and various fruits are also sun dried so that they can be prevent from spoiling. Earlier I told you in previous chapter crop production and management that we remove moisture from the grains so that microbes cannot attack on them, and this grains they may not get damaged. So sun drying is used. Here we are using the sun for drying the vegetable, fruits, fishes, right? And when these material they are sun dried, then we can use them for a long time without spoilage. In your house you have seen that your mother preserve mint leaves, sometime bitter gourd, and coriander leaves, and fenugreek leaves by sun drying method, right? So this is the one method of preservation of food. Now we come to the next method, preservation by cooling and deep freezing. First of all we will study the preservation by cooling. Preservation by cooling means simply when you are keeping your food in a cool place, that is inside the refrigerator. So when your mother need the flour or certain vegetables, fruits, cooked vegetables, fruit juices, you keep inside the refrigerator so that the microbes not act on them. Because when you keep these food item in refrigerator, the microbial activity decreases, right? So food cannot be spoiled, and it can remain fresh for a longer time. Now the next is deep freezing. Deep freezing means when you are using the freezer for storing the food. Means below 0 degree Celsius temperature is there for storing the food, then it is said to be deep freezing, right? Certain food like meat, fish, certain fruits and vegetable, you might have seen if you go to the market, certain this peas, they are deep freezed so that they cannot get spoiled, right? And if you will keep these peas in a simple means in a refrigerator, not in the freezer, then they will get spoiled after some time. For preservation of certain food material, only deep freezing is required, right? So here fish, meat, right, and certain fruits and vegetable, they are deep freezed and they can be kept for a longer time without spoilage, right? Now we are going to study preservation by mustard oil and vinegar. If you are using mustard oil, you all have seen your mother, they make during when the season of lemon is there, or when the season of these carrot or cauliflower, all the season is there, she used to make a pickle, right? And for making a pickle and for preserving the pickle, she used to add lot of mustard oil in it, right? So that it can be stored for a longer time without spoilage. So generally mustard oil and vinegar used as a preservative for preserving fruits such as mango, amla, lemon, right, in the form of pickles, right? So they also, mustard oil and vinegar, they also acts as a preservative, and food can be stored for a longer time. Now we come to the next method of preservation of food, that is by sugar, right? So here you are seeing in the slide that this oranges, right? Oranges, they are stored, they are sorry oranges, uh, they are preserving the oranges by adding lot of sugar in it. So in your houses, jams and jellies, they are there, which are generally made up of fruit pulp. So here, this fruit pulp, if you will use only raw fruit pulp for making these jams and jelly, it will not be get stored for a longer time. After some time, fungus will grow or the bacteria will grow, and it will damage your jam and jelly. So to store it for a longer time, we add lot of sugar in it. So adding of sugar in this jams and jellies, it prevent the growth of microbes like bacteria and fungus, and your food can't get spoiled, right? So the fruit which can be preserved by this methods are ripe mango, oranges, strawberry, pineapple, guava, right? So these are the different fruits which can be stored with the help of sugar. Now we will study the certain, besides sugar, salt can be also used as a very important preservative. That is why in pickles lot of salt is added, so that food can be kept for a longer time. Now certain chemicals, they are there, you have to remember the name of these chemicals. If you might have seen, if you see the paper which is there in your jam or your fruit juices, the printed thing which is there in your fruit juices, there it is written that natural the edible preservative they are used, right? Actually these preservatives, they are not very good for our health. That is why we used to say you have to consume fresh juices instead of using this preserved juices, because they are preserved by using certain chemicals, and these chemicals uh, they are not very good for our health. Okay, so here they have given the name of certain chemicals like sodium metabisulfite, right, and sodium benzoate. They are used as a preservative in jams, jellies, juices and squashes, right? So the jams, jellies, juices, besides sugar, they also add lot of chemicals so that the food item can be preserved for a longer time. So sodium metabisulfite and sodium benzoate. Beside this, citric acid is also used, right? Generally it is used as a preservative in confectionery, right? So sweets which we consume, in that sweets also certain chemical is there, right? So these are the different chemicals which are used for the preservation of food, and you have to keep this thing in mind that these chemicals, they are not good for your health. Now we come to the next, which is the most important method, and it can be asked in your examination, so underline it important, right? Mark it important and underline the principle of pasteurization, right? Pasteurization, it is a technique. What type of technique? It is generally used to preserve the food like milk. So what happens in this? In this process, milk is heated to about 70 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds, and then suddenly it is chilled. So when it is heated to 70 degrees Celsius, then what happens? Most of the microbe gets killed, and when it is suddenly chilled and stored, then again certain microbes kill. So number of microbe decreased very much after the pasteurization. So pasteurization is the technique which make the use of heat and cold treatment to preserve food item. And you have to remember the name of scientist who first discovered this, who first invented this technique. right? So this technique was invented by Louis Pasteur. Again, underline it. After the name of Pasteur, this technique is said to be pasteurization, right? In 1864, Louis Pasteur invented the method of preservation of food, and that is why after his name, this technique is said to be pasteurization. So milk, juices also, and certain other food items, they are also preserved by this method. So here we end preservation of food. Tomorrow we will study nitrogen cycle and we will end the lesson tomorrow. Right, children? Okay. Thank you for today. Thank you very much.